The other big story we're tracking here on India today, 10,000 Chinese soldiers have been pulled back by the Chinese army in eastern Ladakh. China had deployed close to 50,000 soldiers along the line of actual control when China attempted to change the LAC. Chinese moves were strongly countered by Indian moves. Now, some of these soldiers who've now been withdrawn to the training area. Of course, this could also be rotation, but at this point of time, because this is the harshest month of winter, December and January are perhaps the toughest. Of course, it remains extremely tough all the way up to March, April in this high altitude desert in eastern Ladakh. But close to 10,000 soldiers have been withdrawn. I want to cut across to India Today's Manjeet Negi. Manjeet, how should India see this news? What details do we have? This would mean more than 2 brigades have been withdrawn by the Chinese as of now.
Well, Gaurav, as you're aware, today Indian Army has handed over 1 Chinese soldier in Moldo area. And the same area, in a significant development, the Chinese Army have moved around 10,000 troops from the depth area near the line of actual control. And however, the deployment of the front line area remained the same, and the troops from the both sides remain in the eyeball-to-eyeball situation in several locations. And the Chinese traditionally training area are around 150 kilometers and beyond the Indian side of LAC. And the Chinese had maintained these troops in these, as you aware, from the April to May. And tomorrow, the Indian Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Narawane will hold the annual press conference. I mean, we will got the more information on this issue.
Manjeet, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. I also want to bring into this conversation Lieutenant General Syed Ata Hasnain. He served extensively in Jammu and Kashmir and in Ladakh. General Hasnain, too premature to celebrate because withdrawal of 10,000 troops when 40,000 plus still remain deployed in eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation with the Indian Army. What would you make of it? Are the Chinese trying to rotate soldiers, give some R&R, rest and recuperation to their soldiers before perhaps they are brought back once again in February, March?
Thank you, Gaurav. Yes, you are right. It's a little too early to do any celebration. But there can be 1 or 2 angles to this. You very clearly brought out in your introduction the trust factor is a very important thing here. And obviously, there can be no impact of just the move of 10,000 soldiers to a training area. I don't think there's any impact on the tactical operational situation at the LAC. But my sources have been telling me for some time, friends, people who have served there, who are there, that they notice that the PLA is not comfortable in this temperature and this altitude. They are not used to it. They normally have been having border guarding troops here, very sketchily deployed all along. Suddenly 50,000 troops having come in here. People who are conscripts, people who are very young. Number of evacuations have taken place every other day. I'm told that the forward troops are noticing these evacuations. So it is something which is probably a medical issue also among the troops. And that is one of the reasons why they are being taken back. 10,000 troops means about a light division, very correctly assessed, about 2 brigades worth. It does not make a major impact because these troops must have been the ones who were probably deployed in the slightly depth areas. And they would have thinned out some of the troops who are right in the front line and taken them back to those areas in the shadow. But having said this, there can be a far-fetched kind of a conclusion also, indication also, that the Chinese want us to know that they are withdrawing these troops. They want the world to know, they want the United States to know. Perhaps the situation is changing with the coming of 20th of January, but there is no certainty about it because there's going to be a new administration, as you're aware. Are these signals which are being sent a little too premature to conclude that yet? Yes, Gaurav.
Fair enough. And India, as you very rightly pointed out, General, cannot afford to trust China, given the way they stabbed us in the back at Galwan, said they will withdraw, and then there were skirmishes. We've lost 20. By some accounts, they've lost more than 40. But in your assessment, how does this pan out in the coming weeks and months? Should India be prepared for an escalation, perhaps when the snows melt closer to April, May?
You're absolutely right. April, May. I have traveled the Chushul Bowl cross country in the month of April with a tremendous amount of snow there at that time. So yes, you can expect a fairly high levels of snow even in the month of April. If something has to happen, May is the time, as it happened in the year 2020. I don't expect any major escalation or anything like that. But the Chinese may attempt to try to once again test the waters as it is. They are extremely under pressure because of the fact that the Kailash Heights are still under our control, and therefore they are seeking options of an exit, an honorable exit. How that honorable exit takes place is something which no one at the moment can fathom. But the Chinese are obviously going to look at different options at that particular time. I don't expect an escalation from now till April in any way. It all depends on the international situation, how it pans out. And from now onwards and beyond May, I would expect sometime around May, June, something more positive or negative could emerge on the LAC.
Okay. General, if I may, India initially was insisting on complete restoration of status quo ante. But given the fact that China cannot be trusted, the heights that China occupies, between finger 8 and finger 4, perhaps not as much of strategic or tactical importance as India being on Rizangla, Richinla, Gurung Hill, Magar Hill. So should India be insisting on complete restoration of status quo ante, or should we remain on Rizangla, Richinla, where we overlook the Moldo garrison, amidst reports, General, that the Chinese are now trying to build an alternate road away from our line of sight?
See, Gaurav, there is no doubt that we, by this quid pro quo, we have acquired a decided advantage on the entire front. Our insistence should not be a quid pro quo of withdrawal concerning anything to do with the fingers. Our whole focus and attention should be Depsang, because it is Depsang where the difference is going to be made. That's the place where the potential of operations coming towards Daulat Beg Oldi, etc. exists. So if there's anything which in terms of a balance, it is the Depsang situation and the situation in the Kailash range together. Now, if a status quo ante has to be restored, then obviously it means a complete status quo ante in Depsang. To that extent, it is the time when India will have to take a hard decision, whether we want to lose the advantage of sitting on the heights, and these heights are anywhere on our side. On our side of the line of actual control, we can always go back to them anytime. Of course, we have to beat the Chinese to go back to them at any time.
Yes. General, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. As more information filters in over the next 24 hours, we will come back to this big story. But as always, General Atta Hasnain, a pleasure having you on the broadcast.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.